Alright, Math 6 students, welcome back. Kind of. We're in our third week of virtual classes, and we're going to move on to Chapter 8, Section 4, Area of Triangles and Trapezoids. We know what a triangle looks like, or I hope we do. It has 3 sides. Let's talk about a trapezoid. A trapezoid has 4 sides, but 2 of the sides are parallel. So it looks something like this, where this side would be parallel with this one. Parallel meaning they will never ever touch. A trapezoid can look like that. It could be something kind of more funky like this. In general, it doesn't matter as long as there are 2 sides. So in this case, it would be this side here and the top one that are parallel. That's what a trapezoid is. Alright, if we remember our formula for finding the area of a square or a rectangle or a parallelogram, it's going to be area equals base times height. So if I have this parallelogram, I don't have my stylus today, so bear with me on my images. Area equals base times height. Okay, let's see. I drew that kind of funny. It's hard to see it as a parallelogram, so let's try again. So our parallelograms look like this. There we go, that makes more sense. It's the base here versus the height, which is kind of right there. Okay, now if I think about a triangle is going to be cutting this in half. So in here you can kind of see my triangle now. I'm going to color it blue. There's one triangle. And my next one I'll put in purple. Here's the other triangle. So 2 triangles make up a parallelogram. So from there we can figure out a formula. If the whole parallelogram, if this whole thing is base times height, but I just want half of it to get a triangle, the area for finding a triangle is going to be A equals B times H divided by 2. So you can write it like this. It's the same to say A equals B times H divided by 2 this way. Okay, this is for a triangle. So sometimes to kind of keep my formula straight in my head, I like to write it like area of triangle equals base times height divided by 2. And then that way I don't have a bunch of A equals. Okay, area of triangle equals base times height divided by 2. Okay, so I really want you to understand where we get the formula for triangle. You can just kind of memorize it and just have it always in your brain, base times height divided by 2, but it's really important to understand that it's because it's half of this parallelogram, or it's half of a square, or it's half of a rectangle. Okay, that's where we get the divided by 2 part. So let's look at an example. If I have this triangle and it has 4 1/2 yards on this side and it has 6 yards over here, I first should define what my height equals and what my base equals. In this case, my height is right here on the side. It's 4 1/2. My base is going to be right here on the bottom, 6 yards. Alright, so now I think of my formula. Area equals base times height divided by 2, and you can write that divided by 2 part however you like. Area, I'm going to plug in what I have. Area equals base, which is 6, times height, which is 4 1/2, divided by 2. Now, using order of operations that we learned in Chapter 1, we're going to do 6 times 4 1/2. So I'm going to put 6 over 1 times, if it'll let me write, times 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9, 9 halves. In order to multiply these, I multiply straight across. 6 times 9 is 54. Over 2. 54 divided by 2 equals 27. Right? So now let me get rid of this part. If you need to kind of regroup and think about what I just did, you're not sure I'm going too fast, you can always pause the video and look at all the work or take it slowly or watch it multiple times. So I got 27, so area equals 27 divided by 2. So I'm thinking half of 27, that's going to be 13 1/2 yards. Now it can't just be yards, it has to be yards squared. Okay, so that's my answer. So the area of this triangle, everything inside here, is 13 1/2 yards squared, or square yards. Alright, here's example 2. This is, the directions say, find the area of each triangle again. So the triangle that we're given in this case is right here. I'm going to color it in so you can kind of see, because it's a little bit confusing. This is the triangle. Everything inside here. Now, the reason why we have these dotted lines over to the side, it looks kind of weird, is because we need to know the height. It gives us the base as 12 centimeters. So the base is from here to here. But the height, this side is not the height. When you measure your height, you stand right next to a wall and you measure the highest point. This would almost be like you're leaning against the wall. It doesn't really tell you how tall it is. So you have to kind of bring it over and lean straight up against that wall. And so that's why we have these dotted lines, so that we can tell this is the height, and we're told that the height is 8 centimeters. So to define our values, we need a base and we need a height. The base is 12 centimeters and the height is 8. So let's plug that in. Area equals, and you can do base times height divided by 2, or base times height over 2. You can also say 1/2 times base times height. That's the same thing. Whatever way makes more sense to you. So then we're going to plug in area equals 1/2. My base is 12. I'm going to put this in parentheses so I know that I'm multiplying. And my height is 8. So now I'm thinking 1/2 times 12. That's going to be 6, because half of 12 is 6. So 6 times 8, so area equals 48, and I'm not done just yet. I need to label. It's given to me in centimeters, so I need to say centimeters, and it's area, so it's squared. Box in my answer. So when you're doing your work, your classwork and your homework, I'm going to grade this based on you showing your work. So if you just write an answer key and send me an answer key, you're not going to get all of the credit. You need to show me. Let's actually highlight the steps real fast. I want to see the original formula. I want to see you plugging it in, and you should have another step in there, but I'm not going to check that one. I'm going to check this one. I'm going to check the 3 steps. The original formula with no numbers in it, the formula plugging in the number